In your survey and your findings, you mentioned that nearly 50% of those who are attending the evangelical churches reject absolute truth. And I say that's unbelievable. I believe it, but that's just something that's hard to grasp when you take into consideration that those who are evangelicals should be those who believe all of the Word of God. But when you break that down into various subgroups and denominations within Christianity, how does it work itself out through that too?
Well, one way of doing that is to look at four of the major kind of church groupings: evangelical churches, Pentecostal or charismatic, mainline Protestant, and Catholic. And if you were to do that, you find that there's a major divide where on one side of the divide you've got evangelical and Pentecostal churches, where more than 7 out of 10 of the people in those churches embrace the idea that God is the basis of truth. But then on the other side of the divide, you've got less than 4 out of 10 people who are attending any of the mainline Protestant churches, 6 different denominations there, or the Roman Catholic Church in America. Less than 4 out of 10 who are aligned with those churches would say that God is the source or the basis of truth. In those particular churches, the mainline and Catholic churches, you find that people attending those places are more than twice as likely as people in evangelical or Pentecostal churches to turn to either science or themselves as the ultimate arbiters of truth. So it's even within the church community, there's no agreement about is there truth, and if there is, what's the basis of it? And you've got those churches, primarily evangelical and Pentecostal churches, that would say the Bible is the Word of God. It is true. We can trust it going forward. And then you've got the mainline churches and the Catholic churches who would say, well, the Bible has a lot of principles from God. It's not necessarily His direct inspired word. It's not necessarily something we can trust in all cases. We have to bring other dimensions in to interpret it or to supplement it in terms of understanding truth.